It's the stretch run of the season, and two teams right on the playoff bubble meet tonight in a crucial match that neither can afford to lose. It's Central Valley Fuego and South Georgia Tormenta. It's USL League One soccer on ESPN+. I'm Donnie Barnes. Let's look at the updated standings entering this one tonight. Both these sides started the night 2 points behind Charlotte for that final playoff spot. Charlotte drew earlier this evening, so they're 3 points ahead of both these sides. A loss wouldn't be fatal, but it would start to feel like a really uphill climb for whoever doesn't emerge with a victory here tonight. Fuego coming off a heartbreaking draw at home to Richmond last week, but it wasn't for lack of trying from Victor Falk, who scored this laser beam from outside the box. He now has 3 goals against Richmond this year. The former kicker has killed his former club. 5 goals in total for Victor, who's really emerged lately. Ian Cameron named him as the real danger man for Fuego right now. Tormenta's head coach said they'll have a special eye on him here this evening. From Tormenta's standpoint, they're looking for more defensive solidity from set pieces. Nearly a quarter of their goals allowed this season have come from corners. Last week, a fumble from a free kick for a first goal allowed against Chattanooga, then later a second phase of a corner wound up in their net. They spent a lot of time this week in training working on set piece defending. They've changed up their man marking system, and they've changed their goalkeeper as well. They are capable of being dangerous from set pieces themselves. That was a goal they scored at home earlier this year. They're hoping to see more of those goals for on set pieces and far fewer against. They feel they could turn their season around if they can get that right. It's the third and final regular season meeting between these two this year. The visiting team has won each of the first 2. Both these sides have been much better on the road than they've been at home. Will Tormenta continue that trend and stop their skid, or will Fuego reignite their season? Starting 11s and kickoff next. I'm on that routine. Great shot of our procession tonight in Fresno, California. Central Valley Fuego and South Georgia Tormenta just about set for action tonight. It's the third matchup of the season for these two. Told you they've split the previous couple. This was in Fresno at Fuego on July 2nd, that is. That was a goal from outside the box that snuck in, and Tormenta were able to manage the rest of that match and see out a 1-0 win. Back in May, it was a very different story. Fuego ran riot with 4 goals in the opening half hour plus. They put that game to bed before half and cruised home to a 4-0 win. Viljan Bijev scored a couple times. He hasn't scored since late May now. He's a guy that Fuego really need to get going down the stretch. The Fresno native who's had so much success in USL. He's not been amongst the goal scorers lately, but they hope he will be again soon. He's not in the starting 11 tonight, nursing a little bit of a knock, so he is not among the 18 even. He will not take part tonight. Jose Villarreal will, though. The former LA Galaxy man starts up top in this 4-5-1. They make 3 changes from their 2-2 draw last weekend. For Tormenta, meanwhile, this was last week, TJ Bush, making his first start for Tormenta, spilled that ball just before half. That really changed that game, unfortunately. Tormenta had the lead and then gave that goal away just before halftime. Then early in the second half, clumsy defending, and Bush out of his area gave the penalty away. It was looking like a nightmare for him, but then he saved the ensuing penalty and redeemed himself, made a couple other excellent stops in that game. So it was an up-and-down night for him. He gets the nod again tonight as Ian Cameron looking for a guy who can command their box more effectively from corners and set pieces. As we talked about in our open, it's been a real point of emphasis for them, and they did like how he commanded his box last week, even though he made a couple mistakes. So he gets another opportunity here tonight. There's our referee this evening. That is Adam Zarin. And here we go. Two teams on the playoff bubble. Two sides needing a result to keep in touch with the top six. Defeat would not eliminate either, but it would feel very damaging. It's Tormenta in the white with the navy blue sleeves. They get us underway, moving left to right this evening. Fuego in the red tops and black shorts. Gabriel Cabral looking to exchange with Toby Otieno. On the left now, Otieno trying to win it back in a dangerous position. Not quite able to do so. You see the records identical. The points are identical as well. Only goal differential separating the two sides right now. There's Ian Cameron, head coach at Tormenta. Talked extensively about all the work they've done on set pieces over this last week. It's tough to work on set pieces. They're such an important part of the game, of course, and every coach will acknowledge that, but training them live can be very dangerous, and you risk injuries, clashes of heads, etc. So as much as everybody wants to be good at them, as much as everybody acknowledges how critical they are to a result, they're something that are difficult and risky to train, but they've taken that risk this week because it's such an Achilles heel for them. They know they've got to be better at them. First touch there for Mitchell North, who's back between the sticks for Fuego tonight. Ofek Antman, their starting keeper for most of the year, out with an injury for a couple more weeks. We're going to have a free kick here for Tormenta. And Mitchell North might possibly be tested from this free kick, which was given away by Jordan Chavez, who wears the captain's armband for Fuego tonight. Again, both these sides have been much better on the road this year, both with just 2 wins at home all season, both with 5 wins away from home. And the first 2 matches between them this year, both won by the roadside. 3 players standing around this kick. Mukwele Akale, who's making his first appearance for Tormenta, having just been signed this week. Now stands away from it as Nemhard in the vicinity. It is Deshaun Nemhard through the wall, but straight at Mitchell North. So solid first involvement for the Fuego keeper tonight. He was in net last week against Richmond as well. Martin Vasquez, Fuego's head coach, felt that he was very solid and was sad that they couldn't reward him with the win. Hopes that they will tonight. Comes the first touch for TJ Bush now. And under pressure, boy, Maxi Schenfeld was closing him down and apparently clipped him. Maxi Schenfeld just a little too overzealous in trying to close down the keeper. Great atmosphere again at the Fresno State Soccer Stadium. Kwele Akale trying to chase that down, but back to Mitchell North. Aerial battle there, won by Fuego. Josh Phelps back in the starting 11 for Tormenta tonight. He's wearing the armband for them. Last kickoff in League One here tonight. It's taken by Bush on the edge of his area. Told you Charlotte and Chattanooga drew 2-2. That was a late equalizer for Charlotte. Could be a crucial point for them. Tormenta come in on the back of 3 consecutive defeats. It's not been a good month of August for them so far. They give away a free kick here. And Tormenta had a great month of July. They went 4-1-1. And the one draw during that month was that crazy 5-5 against Greenville, where they trailed 4-0 and rallied all the way back to claim an unlikely point. It was a terrific July for them. So far in August, a different story. 3 games played, 3 defeats, just 1 goal scored and 7 conceded. Ian Cameron said the last time we came to Fresno in early July, it kick-started that great run for us, and he hopes that it'll do so again tonight. Martin Vasquez, meanwhile, was happy with how his side played last week against Richmond. Felt they did a lot of good things, especially in the first 2/3 of the match. They took that 2-0 lead. Thought they celebrated too much after they scored that second goal. Conceded that penalty right after and tried to hang on, but couldn't quite do so. But there was a lot they could build on, and it's all still in our hands right now, and that's what we want. Here's Otieno now breaking lines, trying to slip a ball through. Isaiah Sterling not quite on the end of it. Mitchell North very risky with his handling of the ball. Got away with it. Got some good early buzz for Tormenta here on the road. Otieno, whom they had to wait so long this year to finally get eligible. It's the same story in Omaha the last 2 seasons. Not his fault, of course. Just trying to get cleared and his papers in order with the U.S. Always takes a while. They're so happy to have him now. Kale inside the box. Opportunity here, squared all the way across the face. Nobody in white on the end of it. Quelle Kale, though, creating some danger down that right side. This will be a free kick for Fuego. See that last sequence. It's Mitchell North. Very calm there. And he had the teammates and the support to do that. No margin for error, though. Alexis Cerritos. He's always a dangerous player for Fuego. They acquired back in May, and he's added quite a bit to their midfield when he's been healthy. Here he is now, running at that back line. Cerritos trying to create all on his own. Now brings a man into the play. Nearly tackled away from Villarreal. Maxi Schenfeld, one of those goal scorers last week for Fuego. On the left side, touched away by Akale, who tracked back. An attacking throw for Fuego. Fuego had a lot of good ball possession in the first half last week against Richmond. Martin Vasquez said that's how we want to play. Kind of aggression and possession and purpose. While celebrating its 75th anniversary, Select is proud to be the official matchball supplier of USL League One. Choose what you play with at www.selectsportamerica.com. Select, League's choice, player's choice. Oh, Cerritos thought maybe he was away there. Not sure if he was offside or if the foul was called. Either way, it's a free kick for Tormenta. Flick on initially won by Ryan Sierakowski, but straight to the goalkeeper North. There is Martin Vasquez, a man of vast experience, of course, with a few stops in MLS. Coached at Bayern Munich. You may have heard of them. Which was brought in after the season started. It'll be very interesting to see what he does with this roster after the season, and of course a lot of that may well depend on what happens over the rest of this season. They're one of so many teams in this league who, if they can just get into those playoffs, who knows, anything is possible. 10 minutes gone here tonight, 0-0, neither side with a clear-sighted goal yet. Schenfeld with good possession there. Good ball out from North. Sam Strong, acquired from Monterey Bay a couple months ago. Fuego calling for a foul. They have Tormenta a bit stretched here. Villarreal looking to slip in Cerritos. Alexis Cerritos straight at the keeper. Well worked by Fuego. Cerritos was on his left. TJ Bush. And that near post well covered. And Tormenta looking to counter down the left. Kingsford Ajay. Ajay looking to break into the area. Ajay with his right. And that's straight at Mitchell North. Both keepers tested in a span of about 30 seconds. That's the kind of game we want as neutrals. Sides utilizing their speed, and they both have it. Drink in this great atmosphere in the Central Valley. It's a good ball forward, chested down by Maxi Schenfeld, tackled from him, and a throw coming for the home side, which they take quickly. Two wins, 4 defeats, and 4 draws at home for Fuego. A venue that they love. They've spoken very glowingly about Fresno State Soccer Stadium, both the playing surface and the stands. You can see, and we'll see it again in a moment perhaps, stands behind the goal to the left that they've been constructing over the past couple months. Had to pause that construction for Fresno State Soccer's season, so they'll resume that at the end of the soccer season, and those will be ready for next year. But really enjoy this facility, but they've not found as many winning moments here as they would like. Still time to create some telling and memorable moments here this season. Go over the top for Schenfeld. He's onside, and he brings Cerritos into the play nicely. Cerritos then spreads it on the right. Cross flies into the area, comes all the way through, and almost fell to Villarreal. Meant to do just enough. Glimpse of the threat, though, that Fuego composed down the flanks. Victor Falk scoring yet another banger against his old side last week in Richmond Kickers. He played for Richmond for 2 seasons. Aaron Zawatsky, their head coach, joked this week that we did a wonderful job developing Victor Falk so that he could score a bunch of goals against us. He scored more goals against us this year than he scored with us the last couple of years. He said that lovingly. He's happy for Victor and his success, not so happy that some of it's come against them. Ball put well out into touch. Tormenta looking to get in down the right side. Owen Green by the corner, and able to keep it from going out for a goal kick. It will be a throw for Fuego deep in their own corner with a quarter of an hour played. The linesman saying, no, come back here, please. They do very well to win the first ball and the second and then earn the foul and get themselves out of trouble. Josh Phelps committing the foul. Cerritos winning the initial flick on, and then Villarreal getting his body between himself and the ball. Phelps going through the back. Let's go Fuego chant as Hornsby looks to turn with it. Breaking ball down the middle. That was just flicked away by Phelps. Attack continues though. Nathan Smith with a drive from distance, and it's tipped over by TJ Bush. What a hit by Nathan Smith. Boy, he crushed that. And it was right on frame. Good strong hand by Bush to tip it over. That ball was traveling, and that was headed right for the top corner. Subsequent corner presented by El Mexicano. The in-swinger, and it's flicked away. Again, this is the main thing that Tormenta wanted to be better at this week. They do win that header in their own box. Restarting the attack right away. Took a deflection, and then it's sliced away. It was interesting to see TJ Bush stay on his line and not come for that corner there. He was in that no man's land. Tough spot for a goalkeeper to make a decision on whether to come or stay. Tormenta are looking for TJ Bush to command the box more effectively. Come Fuego again down the left. In the area it goes, and took a deflection off the foot of Victor Falk, who couldn't quite bring it under command to redirect it goalwards. I do wonder in hindsight if he might have just opened up his body and tried to steer that first time. Easier said than done. Here's that corner a moment ago. You see Bush staying on his line, but his teammate had it covered. It's been a good little spell for Fuego. It comes to an end though as they can't keep it in play on that far side. That's a good flick, one down the left, and they're in here with Kingsford Ajay. Kingsford Ajay looking to square, and he got that all wrong. Promising moment comes to nothing for the visitors. Ajay has stayed down. Well, that's concerning for Tormenta. Ajay opened the scoring last weekend in the 8th minute at Chattanooga. Leading figure for them this year. It would be a big miss for them if he had to leave and miss time. Yeah, trying to put in that cross with the outside of his foot, and like he might have slipped with the plant leg, perhaps. Yeah, does not appear to be in a good way. Well, a man for whom pace, speed is such a big part of his game. I hope that isn't compromised by whatever happened there. Looks like he gave a thumbs up to the bench, so hopefully he'll just be able to shake it off and continue. Certainly looked alarming by the way he went down and stayed down for a bit. See our scores from around the league tonight. Northern Colorado with a stunning 2-0 victory at Greenville. Just when Northern Colorado looked like they were slipping well out of the playoff race, they're right back in it now. Charlotte, we told you they scored a late equalizer to draw 2-2 at Chattanooga. Richmond thumping Omaha 3-0. Take firm command of at least second in the table, and they're now just 1 point off the top again with Greenville's loss. Richmond looked sensationally good tonight. North Carolina and Tucson ended 1-1. A late equalizer for Tucson in the 84th minute. Saw the points shared. Well, there is Kingsford Ajay looking none the worse for wear. And here's Owen Green now. Edge of the area, Keziah Sterling let himself down, and then he commits the foul. Keziah Sterling leading Tormenta with 6 league goals this year. Free kick now for Tormenta, who are expecting that Sterling will be able to play a proper 60 to 70 minutes this week. That's what Ian Cameron said. Sterling has been nursing an injury in recent weeks, played a little bit last week, but wasn't fully fit. Ajay couldn't quite take that down. Free kick for Fuego, which they thought about taking quickly, and then Villarreal said, hey, he stood over by free kick. Can't do that. Midway through the first half, sides with 1 shot on target, a couple other opportunities that didn't amount to as much as they would have liked. That's a neat ball. What can they create here, Tormenta? The ball from Sierakowski intended for Sterling was left a little short. Otieno, what great footwork that was. Free kick for him. Now a yellow card, I think, for kicking that ball away. And that's one that'll drive Martin Vasquez crazy. Look at him in the background there. Now he's upset with the referee in this case. That's Diego Casillas, who's gone into the book. We spoke to Martin Vasquez a few weeks ago. Talked about some of the cards that his side was picking up this season. And he said, I never mind when my players pick up cards from being aggressive, playing hard. He said, but talking back to the referee, that's not acceptable. And here, I don't think it was for dissent. I think it was for chopping the ball away, but similar. That's one that I think will annoy Vasquez. And now another foul and another card coming out, this one to Tormenta and Gabriel Cabral, who the referee adjudged to have gotten his arm up in the face of a Fuego player. So Casillas and Cabral swiftly into the book within about a minute of each other. Cabral feels he was hard done by. I don't think I've seen a referee directly just kick the ball back to where it's supposed to be taken. That's efficient, I guess. Adam Zarin has had enough of Fuego trying to steal yards on free kicks, apparently. 25 minutes gone, 0-0. This bouncing ball handled by Sam Strong. Be a throw-in for Tormenta. It's been a pretty even opening 25 minutes. Otieno, another classy turn. Otieno rumbling at that back line. Otieno stabbing it forward. Big chance, big goal. Tormenta in front. Keziah Sterling tucks it away. His 7th of the year. And Tormenta looking to halt that losing run. Looking to get themselves back in that playoff picture. That's a big first step. But it was the marauding run of Toby Otieno who set all that up. And it was simply left to Sterling to apply the finishing touch. That's exactly what he did. Big moment for Tormenta. And we'll see if they can build on that. Otieno just opened up for him. Slipping in Sterling. Prodded it past Mitchell North. Now the leading scorer for Tormenta furthers his lead. More importantly, gives his team the lead. Talked about Otieno earlier tonight. Worth the wait, even though it took a while. Such a difference maker when he's on the pitch. We saw that with Union Omaha the last 2 seasons. Such a classy presence in the middle of the park. He created that goal from nothing there. Fuego looking to hit right back. Michael Hornsby trying to tease a cross in. Hornsby's cross now blocked. Good work by Owen Green along with a teammate over there. Still loose on the edge of the area. Otieno in a tussle for it. Referee waves play on, and now they look to hit them over the top. On the break, it's Mukwele Akale. Akale facing up a man. Akale on his left, slipping it left. And sliding back in to break that up was Nathan Smith. What a crucial challenge by Smith. Sprinting back the length of the pitch. Falk then goes tumbling under a challenge from Ryan Sierakowski. Referee again says play on. Cerritos now with a switch of play to the left. And Smith. Great game now. That goal's really opened it up, as opening goals so often do. Maxi Schenfeld trying to scoop it into the area, but offside. We'll see another look at that goal, starting from when Otieno receives it right there. That turn, that sprang him. As you see, the sea is just part. I think Martin Vasquez will be pretty irritated by how none of his players closed down Otieno. They just let him run right up that seam. He was able to slip in Sterling, and Sterling did the rest. down off the ball for Fuego. Sam Strong back on his feet now, but not sure what happened to him off the ball. Well, it's turned into an effective hydration break, even though we weren't expecting to have those tonight. Well, earlier this week, Just Save community cleanup at El Dorado Park with the help of Beautify Fresno. Front office staff and community members participated in helping to clean up the community, and some great pictures, a chance for people to meet the players. Just Serve Week. Terrific team event, and well done to everybody who got out there and helped clean up around Fresno, as fans still hoping and believing for a positive result tonight. Side falling behind a few minutes ago. Tormenta did take the lead last week at Chattanooga before falling to a 2-1 defeat, so Fuego fans hoping their side can pull off a similar turnaround this week. Tormenta, though, looking much more incisive this week when they get hold of the ball. We have it on the left side now. Kingsford Ajay. Just a tease in across. It's a pretty good one. Back and it goes, speared out again. This is a really good spell for Tormenta, though. Ajay once more. Cabral. That was a clever little touch. Ryan Sierakowski almost springing Sterling in again. This is where Fuego have to keep their heads, of course. Only down a goal, still with an hour to play. More with stoppage time. See the record for Tormenta when scoring the first goal. Like many teams, they've been pretty good when they take the lead. Won just once, Tormenta have, when conceding the first goal, and you see Fuego yet to win this year when they've conceded first. Those folks hope that will change tonight. Still plenty of time for it. Oh, a real wrestling match between Phelps and Cerritos. That's one to keep an eye on the rest of the night. The reason for the little delay. Maxi Schenfeld had been down. Pretty physical first half. Cerritos was trying to break in. Stabbed back out for Hornsby. His cross all the way through to the back post. Kept alive on that far side. Good work by Casillas. Casillas trying to dance his way in. Effort was partially blocked. All kinds of chaos on the edge of the box. Otieno scoops it away. Only as far as Smith. Back to the top of the box it goes. Volleyed back out. And then that's given straight to Akale. And a chance for Tormenta to break. Sierakowski. Still Sierakowski. Sierakowski deflected wide. A really promising counter for Tormenta after a bad giveaway by Fuego. And they're lucky that wasn't worse. They'll still have to defend an ensuing corner. Sierakowski had options left and right, chose to go it himself, and you never know if it weren't for the deflection where that shot may have ended up, whether it might have bulged the net. Irrelevant now as Cabral lines up this corner. Sent by El Mexicano. His delivery, back post, just rose over the head of Keziah Sterling, who maybe got up too early for it. Otieno. Miscommunication. Thought he had a teammate over there. So throw coming for Fresno. I say Fresno, Central Valley, of course, playing here in Fresno. Trailing to that 26th minute Keziah Sterling goal. Good work by Ajay again. Cabral looking to slip in Sterling. That was actually a Quale, excuse me. Here is Mukwele Akale looping it over the top. That's a decent idea. He had two players in the vicinity, and Sierakowski and Ajay looked like they got in each other's way that time. Showing a lot of threat on that left side. Mukwele Akale in his first start with the team, his first appearance with the team, looking dangerous when he gets on the ball. Akale, a guy who is an American player who hasn't actually played in America. Cameron pointed out is pretty rare. He played in the U.S. National Under-20s and then got spotted by Villarreal. Played for their B team. Didn't really have a clear path to the first side, so moved to Cyprus for a bit. Had some adversity in his life, a death in the family, unfortunately, and that caused him, understandably, to want to come back to America to be around his family for a while, but ready to get back at it. He's excited to come here to Tormenta. On his side with that 1-0 lead. Getting later in this first half, Tormenta having to defend here, and that came off a defender last, and it will be a corner for Fuego. Schenfeld was hunting for that ball in the box, didn't quite fall to him. But a set piece opportunity coming for the home side. Ozzy Ramos will take this one. Presented, of course, by El Mexicano. Ramos with the in-swinger, left it short though. Second bite at it. Toward the edge of the box. And maneuver a shot opportunity, and it's turned over, and a chance to motor away for Keziah Sterling. Sterling straight up the middle. He has Akale to his right, still Sterling. Now slips it left for Ajay. Kingsford Ajay. Surrounded by three red shirts, pulls it back for Otieno. Numbers back now for Fuego. Well, that's a couple times since they took the lead that Tormenta have broken with numbers and real promise and had it break down to nothing. Remember those moments if Fuego come back in this game. Second goal before halftime wouldn't have meant game over, but it certainly would make it much more difficult for Fuego. Heavy collision there. Nemhart going straight over the back of a Fuego player. It looks like he might require some treatment. Sean Nemhart, a big presence on that back line for Tormenta. Good to see Casillas back up. Sean Nemhart listed at 6 feet, looks bigger than that. Casillas looks like he's ready to come back on. Hornsby Schenfeld roaming onto that left side now, tucking back inside. Falk, Smith, high scooped ball into the box. And then falls at the edge of the area. Big save by Bush. What a volley that was. Bush with his second stop in this first half. He keeps Tormenta ahead 1-0. That was Victor Falk who connected on another flying volley after he scored one last week. TJ Bush denied him this time. Fuego knocking for an equalizer before half. 5 minutes plus stoppage time to go until then. Isaiah Sterling netting in the 26th minute for Tormenta. Well, Tormenta look dangerous every time Fuego turn it over, and Tormenta are able to break. Fuego able to create some good situations on their attacks. And here's Hornsby, free down the left side. Hornsby squares. The diving header is over the bar. Big chance for Maxi Schenfeld, arriving late, and he couldn't keep it on frame. Boy, Tormenta totally lost Hornsby down the left side. And Schenfeld will desperately want that back. Have to hit the target there. Should have scored. That's a big moment in the match. Goals change games, and failure to capitalize on big chances often change games in hindsight as well. Fuego will probably create more tonight. You have such a clear-cut opportunity to get level right before half. Boy, Bush is way out of his area. Provided good support for Josh Phelps. Worked out for Tormenta. Fuego with momentum. They have to make that count. Can they do so before half? Hornsby really making himself a nuisance down that left wing. This time switches it nicely out to the right. There's lots of space out there too for Nathan Smith. Smith looking for the overlap. Casillas by the end line, scooping one in, and it's off the defender out for a corner. Jake Dengler got the block in there. Another El Mexicano corner coming up for Fuego. Ozzy Ramos will take again. Hanging it up high by that 6-yard box. A foul spotted by the referee. That relieves the pressure on Tormenta for now. Well, TJ Bush would like to manage these last few minutes if possible and get his side to the locker room up by that goal. Side's claiming this throw, and it goes Fuego's direction. Neat footwork by Villarreal. He's then fouled by Otieno. was a good get by Fuego to pick up Villarreal a couple months ago. Maxi Schenfeld wanting to switch it out wide. Fuego will have a throw. In the final minute of the 45, we'll see how much more we have added. Is there one more chance to come in this first half? Hornsby, more good work by him. Trying to drag it and run past Phelps, and Phelps closed the door this time. Cieno then for Sterling, who thought he was fouled. Referee did not. And now Cerritos motoring the other direction and then got the pass all wrong. That's a shame for Fuego. Cerritos had Villarreal, but couldn't pick him out. Now it's Ajay galloping the other direction. We're gonna have 5 more minutes in this first half. Ajay skipping around a couple tackles. That brings Owen Green into the play. The right back is advanced up the pitch, serving it back post and over everyone's head and out for a goal kick. Offside flag is raised. Tormenta won't mind that. Some more seconds off this first half clock. They want to get to halftime now with that 1-0 lead. Martin Vasquez. Good looking team crested button-down shirt. Scoreline less to his liking though at the moment. Foot race on now on the back line, and Dengler able to get that right. TJ Bush serving it up the pitch. Sterling, great work. The goal scorer put it off the referee, who blows play dead. That was pretty from Keziah Sterling. Otieno, the architect of that goal, has it again. That's intercepted by Cabral, and Ajay, it's off him last, and a throw for Fuego. Cabral came flying into the picture there, didn't he? Nothing came of it for Tormenta. 2.5 minutes to go until half. Bodies flying around the pitch. A lot of the danger in this first half has flowed through Hornsby down that left side. As far as Fuego are concerned, Schenfeld, who missed that diving header attempt several minutes ago. Here's Hornsby once more. Green was sticking to him, preventing the cross. Forcing him further up the pitch, all the way back to midfield. Yeah, that's disappointing for Fuego. Had it in a promising position, ended up going all the way back to their keeper. Akale. Green. Phelps did well. Otieno. Now, Tormenta finding themselves a little bit stretched. Diego Casillas. His white shirts hustling back now. Casillas looking to cross, took a deflection, booted clear. Into the final minute of the 5 added on. Still time for Fuego to create something here. Schenfeld lifting it into the 6-yard box. Good chance and not catching it cleanly. It was Alexis Cerritos. Not sure if he got that as much with his shoulder as he did with his head. Has to go down as another opportunity for Fuego, who've had several of them in this first half. No, it wasn't the shoulder, it was the head. Just not a clean connection at all. Final seconds, one more bouncing ball for Phelps to deal with, and he really didn't. And then Fuego hollering for an elbow to the face. Let's see. What color is the card? It is yellow. And Phelps goes into the book in the final seconds of the first half. It will be a free kick for Fuego. Ozzy Ramos claiming that Phelps pushed him and should face further discipline. The referee not interested in that. Well, Phelps will have to walk the tightrope the rest of the night as long as he's on the pitch. It's a heavy-looking collision. Jose Villarreal on the receiving end of that elbow or forearm, whatever part made contact. So Villarreal finally back to his feet. Did appear to take a heavy shot. We'll have the free kick before the end of the half. It'll likely be the last action of the first half. You hope that Villarreal will be able to continue, but you'd understand if he wasn't. A little surprised he's being allowed to stay directly on the pitch. Players are forced to come off, at least for a moment. But here's the free kick. Falk standing over it, but instead it's Ramos who swings it in. Headed clear by Nemhart. Comes out for Hornsby, whose try was blocked. Tormenta trying to see out these final moments, but they've given away another free kick along that far touchline. It was Casillas who was bundled over, and so they'll have one more set piece to defend. Hornsby and Ramos both in the vicinity. Referee motioning for Kale and Ajay to move back a couple steps. Looks like Hornsby's going to deliver this with his left. Hornsby's cross is out toward the edge of the area. Took a high bounce. Wasn't able to be commanded by Casillas, and that's the end of the first half, and Tormenta survive and maintain their lead into the break. Fuego with plenty of pressure, especially late in the half. They had a few really good chances. A couple of excellent saves by TJ Bush, keeping the visitors in front after Keziah Sterling opened the scoring in the 26th minute after wonderful work by Toby Otieno set him up for that. So with 45 minutes played and 45 to go in the Central Valley, South Georgia Tormenta FC 1, Central Valley Fuego FC 0. Our halftime show with highlights from last weekend's action, highlights from this first half tonight, other news and notes from around USL League One. All of that coming your way after this.
on a real thing. I'm on a real thing.
Well, we've already had some surprising results this week in USL League One as we welcome you back to Fresno in the Central Valley. It was a crazy week in USL League One last week. Week 21, wild indeed. Ryan Rose has all the highlights from that crazy week.
A wild last Saturday starts in Chattanooga. 7 unbeaten for Chattanooga hosting Tormenta, but the Ibises get on the board first. Kingsford Agi in the 8th minute, his 5th of the season. That's 1-0 Tormenta. In stoppage time, O Espinoza free kick spilled by TJ Bush, collected by Galindrez, his 10th. It's 1-1 at the half. He plays the shoot court there for Galindrez. 80th minute, Ortiz crosses to Devin Benton, who chests it down. Dengler deflects out by Kraft. Now Jimmy Villalobos. That's the game winner. 4th of the season for him. Chattanooga 5-0-3 in their last 8. They're the 4th team to 30 points. Tormenta has lost 3 in a row. Omaha hosting North Carolina. Club record 11th unbeaten is what they're looking for. And here's Kevin Piedrahita. Boom, boom, and in. 2 bounces and in. The first goalkeeper goal we've had in League One history. 5 minutes later, Piedrahita is at it again. He's going to send it deep. This time North Carolina gets under it. Britton Fisher stops it, but right to Corey Herzog, who now has 89 professional goals. You cannot leave him that wide open. Corey Herzog 2-0. 11 minutes later, Ryan Jiba gets in the act. If I just send it downfield, maybe I'll get an assist. Well, he does. There's Noe Meza chipping the keeper, Nicholas Holiday. 3-0 inside of 20 minutes. Bit of foul here. Nelson Blanco then kicks the ball. Brito was clipped, and that's a red card, so down to 10 men. 58th minute, Burrito sends the corner, far post to Alex Touche, who heads it over to Meza. 2 goals for Meza. It is now 4-0. That's 8 this season for Meza. 10 minutes later, Fisher loses possession, tackles Meza, kicks it away, so he's going to get a yellow for the tackle. And then kicking it away, that's another yellow, double yellow, that's a red. So now down to 9 men. 90+1 sub, 16-year-old sub Nicholas Rincon works it to the end line, gets it to McLaughlin for a goal off his toe. That's the first time a 9-man side has scored a goal in League One history, but that's just a historical footnote. 4-1 the final. Omaha club record 11 unbeaten. We go to Northern Colorado hosting Madison. 1 loss in the last 7 for Madison. Irvin Parra already with a PK here, so here's Derek Gebhardt. Squirts it past Peñaranda to level the match at 1. 38th minute, Andrew Williams taken out by Leofola on a break. That's a red card, down to 10. 1-1 at the half. Cassini now crosses to Cyrus Rod, who heads it back to Jeremiah Strang. 2-1 Madison. 82nd minute, Cassini again. Watch this touch. Right there. Strang keeps it alive and then beats Peñaranda. It is 3-1. Hailstrom got 2 more red cards and finished with 8 men. That's the first time that's happened in League One history. We go to the desert. Greenville in the top spot by 1 point. We go to the top of the second half for scoreless. Here's Gavilanes through the dummy and Catino right to Aaron Walker, makes a move, and there's the goal. Third of the season for Aaron Walker, first since mid-May. Greenville stays on top, gets a little distance, 1-0 the final. Final match of the night, Central Valley versus Richmond. 24th minute, Victor Fall, his third goal against Richmond. He has 5 goals, 3 against his old team. Throw in here through Christian Cheney, over to Maxie Schenfeld, and Central Valley's up 2-0. That's all they got to do. They only have 2 home wins, looking for a third. But the smoke is just getting going on that goal, and then a couple minutes after that, Terzaghi taken down in the box. That's a PK, so through the smoke that is wafted across the field, the 12th goal of the season comes for Terzaghi. He gets the PK. 90+3, Owain Gordon to Matt Bentley off his toe to level the match. 2-2 draw out of nothing, 6th of the season for Matt Bentley. Scoreless draw Wednesday night. We'll have more halftime coming up.
I'm on that routine. I'm on that routine.
The Jamaican Malik Foster. The Panenka, absolutely disgusting, plenty of times. Saved by Viniello! Rodrigo Lopez. It's improbable! It's indomitable! It's another cup set!
News and notes from around the USL. Sacramento Republic, remember, they're playing in that U.S. Open Cup final September 7th, just a week and a half away. What a moment it's already been for Sacramento to get that far. What a moment for USL it would be if they could upset Orlando and win the whole thing. What a week it was, meanwhile, for Kevin Piedrahita. The Union Omaha goalkeeper had both the goal and save of the week. Might never happen again. It's certainly never happened before in USL League One. Small state, big dreams indeed for Rhode Island, meanwhile. They'll be joining USL Championship in 2024 with this gorgeous new stadium, which they just broke ground on last week. Can't wait to see that take shape. As our team of the week from League One for week 21 saw Noe Meza be named Player of the Week with 4 goals in 3 matches. Well-deserving award for him. Kevin Piedrahita, Goalkeeper of the Week, as you might expect, with all of his exploits. Great names up and down that team sheet. Scoreboard from around the league so far tonight. Some surprising results as Greenville were stunned 2-0 at home by Northern Colorado, and Richmond thumped Omaha 3-0 at City Stadium to cement their place in the top 2, and they're knocking right on Greenville's door now for that top spot in the league. Wednesday night, it's USL League One triple header, starting in Charlotte, where Tormenta will play for the first time, looking for their first goal against the Independents. Kickoff at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on ESPN+. Then at 8 Eastern, Omaha and Madison renew their rivalry as the Owls need a win to even the all-time series against the Mingos. They've not beaten forward Madison in 4 meetings since June of last season. Finally out west, the Western Classico between Central Valley Fuego and FC Tucson kicks off for a second time this season at 10:30 Eastern. Both sides will be looking for a first goal in that young series between the two most western sides in the league. Upcoming, meanwhile, Charlotte Independence, South Georgia coming up Wednesday on ESPN+. Fuego and Tucson, we just talked about that. Highlights and stats from tonight's game coming up next.
I'm on a routine. I'm on a routine.
It's improbable! It's indomitable! And Sacramento Republic are off to the final! Oh my goodness!
Here's a look at Valley Children's Stadium, the home of Fresno State football. They'll kick off their season on Thursday night against Cal Poly. Good luck to them as we're here in the Central Valley of California. Tormenta with the 1-0 lead in the first half, and we'll look at our first half highlights presented by El Mexicano. Fuego had some good opportunities. They got themselves into that final third a number of times. This was an opportunity for Alexis Cerritos that TJ Bush did well to hold his near post on. This attempt from Kingsford Ajay straight into the hands of Mitchell North at the other end. What a hit this was. Nathan Smith stinging the fingertips of Bush, who did well to tip it over. In the 26th minute, though, the telling moment of the first half, Toby Otieno rumbling right down the middle, nobody stopping him, and he slipped in Kingsford Ajay, who finished with a plum. His 7th of the season, pushing it right past Mitchell North and celebrating as his side took a 1-0 advantage. Again, there were chances for Fuego to get level before the half. This excellent hit from Maxi Schenfeld was smothered by Bush. And then Hornsby, who made a nuisance of himself down that left side, teeing up Maxi Schenfeld, who should have done better with his diving header over the bar. Schenfeld then swinging it across, and it was Jose Villarreal who didn't make a clean connection on it. 10 shots for Fuego in the first half, only 3 of them on target. They had 2/3 of the possession. They'll definitely feel that they should have done better on the score sheet in those opening 45 minutes. We'll see if they're able to replicate that performance and add more end product in the second half. Referee Adam Zarin almost ready to get us back underway. Fuego are making a couple substitutions. Christian Cheney is on for Jose Villarreal, and Sharif Daye is replacing Diego Casillas, who is on a yellow card and is now removed. So Daye and Cheney on, Villarreal and Casillas off. So we'll see how those changes impact Fuego here in the second half. Again, both these sides started the night on 27 points. As you see those substitutions presented by Dos Equis. Both These teams 3 points out of the top 6. That final playoff spot at the start of this game. There is Sharif Daye. Tormenta, if they could score a second goal and win by 2, they would actually leapfrog Charlotte into that 6th position. And again, there's still matches to be played after tonight. This would be a significant win for either of these sides if they could get it, and propelling themselves right back into the thick of that playoff chase. And on the flip side, a defeat tonight, while certainly not season-ending, would feel very damaging to either of these teams. Ian Cameron looking on, his side having to defend here. Cross put in toward the top of the 6-yard box, headed away well. Jake Dengler had a good first half. A good first challenge of the second half as well. Now Smith. Fuego looking to turn on the pressure early in half number 2. Daye. Smith again. Falk. There you see the records and the points, identical. Both these sides at times this year have looked great, at other times, well, not so great. That is why they find themselves in 8th and 9th entering play tonight, but it's also why they both find themselves still very much in the playoff chase, especially with a win this evening. Tormenta looked very dangerous on the counter in the first half. Right down the middle they come now. Mukwele Akale had a good first half in his debut. Able to keep possession with Cabral. Otieno, who assisted that goal, of course. And then aimlessly down the right. That will be kept in play by Mitchell North. Again, Fuego expecting to be out or without their starting goalkeeper Ofek Antman for at least another couple weeks. So Mitchell North will get a bit of an extended run in the team. A bit of a heavy touch there, put himself under pressure. He's then fouled, says the referee, much to Keziah Sterling's frustration, who didn't feel he did anything wrong. Maxi Schenfeld up against a couple of white shirts and earning a throw. Ajay stepping up to try to press. Smith now. Connecting with Daye. Looking to run at Nemhart. Daye's low cross beaten away. Back toward Daye. On that end line. Skids it across the face of goal. Into the top of the 18-yard box. Shouts for handball from Fuego. Referee not interested in that. Sterling now looking to start the counter. Cabral chips it long down the left side for Kingsford Ajay to run onto. Ajay with a couple white shirts arriving in the box. Ajay running end line. Ajay's cross cut out. It will be a corner for the visitors. See that shout at a handball. It really hit his collarbone, I think. Good decision by the referee. Ian Cameron looking on. Side have an attacking corner here. How much they would love a second goal. Cabral swings it in. And a good header, or a good chance for a header, a free header. And Keziah Sterling should have done better with it. Big opportunity for the second goal. Sterling looked like he had a free run. Ian Cameron's going to go into the book here meanwhile. So Ian Cameron is booked. sure what that was about. Ball runs all the way through, and easy pickup for TJ Bush. Free kick awarded to Tormenta, which they take quickly. Otieno directing traffic. Here's Sterling now. One goal already tonight. Sterling surrounded by red shirts and called for the foul. Well, Fuego, who led for so much that match last week here at home against Richmond before conceding late and having to settle for a 2-2 draw. Well, didn't plan it that way, but they're going to try it the other way tonight. Trailing so far, having to overcome a deficit. They have to defend here first. Ajay. And they defend well. Ajay took too long to make a decision. Given right back, though. Fuego not finding a way out at the moment. Nemhart, edge of the box. Along it comes for a cross that's cut out. Another corner coming for Tormenta. Ryan Sierakowski with a good exchange on the edge of the box. That put him in on the left. Not able to pick someone out with that cross, but Tormenta have made a positive start to this second half. Be Cabral to deliver again. Remember, he picked out Isaiah Sterling very well with his last one. Sterling should have at least hit the target. Cabral again to the edge of that 6-yard box. Nobody in white on the end of it this time. Cerritos shielding that ball well. Looking to play his man down that left side. That's Sharif Daye, who has drifted all the way across the pitch. And a yellow card going to come out now for Mukwele Akale. So in his debut match with his new side, he is now into the book as well. 3 players on yellows for Tormenta now. Cabral, Akale, and Phelps. Ooh, that's an unforced error by Hornsby, who hasn't made many of them tonight. Fuego had some decent positional pressure in the first 90 seconds or so of this second half. Since then, Tormenta have been the better side, and they have a 2-on-1 here. Sterling into the box. He has Ajay to his left. He doesn't need him. It's a second goal for Keziah Sterling. It could be a priceless goal for Tormenta. Keziah Sterling with his team leading 8th of the year. And Tormenta on their way, perhaps, even with 35 minutes plus left, to joining Charlotte on 30 points and being level for that 6th and final playoff spot. Bad giveaway by Fuego, ruthlessly punished by Keziah Sterling, who used Ajay as a decoy. That is clinical. That is 2-0. Well, he's been the difference maker tonight. Scoring goals, the hardest thing in soccer. You need a player to finish those chances. Fuego had chances in the first half. They didn't finish them. Sterling's had 2, and he's buried them. Now, still, as we said, the 35 minutes remaining. Fuego, who had a 2-goal lead slip away last week, will hope to rally from a 2-goal deficit now tonight. Their situation and their task just became much more difficult. See Tormenta, how good they've been on the road this year. It's been the case for both these sides. If they could even slightly replicate their road form at home, they'd be in much better positions. Fuego seeking one back. Dye bursting into the area, prodding it along. Chance perhaps here. Cheney just couldn't get it sorted out of his feet. Has to settle for a corner. First time Christian Cheney's really been involved since coming on at halftime. And just couldn't get that out from under his feet. An El Mexicano corner. Ozzy Ramos takes. With the back post. Bouncing in front. Somehow it stayed out. Boy, it sure looked as though Fuego were going to get one back there. Sliced along the edge of the box. Flicked away. Fuego knocking heavily on the door. Just unable to find that kind bounce and that quality moment of incisiveness. Here they come again. Cross delivered all the way to the goal line and held and kept out by TJ Bush. Turned into a shot. Was not intended as one. See that scramble from that corner again. Well, it was Falk who had it fall to him, and I think it was blocked off his foot with the goal gaping. Right there. Oh, a sliding block it was by Phelps. What a goal-saving challenge by Josh Phelps. A captain's contribution indeed. That's as good as scoring one at the other end. Foul assessed against Kale there. Phelps with that big frame, that long reach. He needed all of that on that block a moment ago. At full speed, you couldn't really see that he was the one who had blocked it. Massive bodies. Just seemed like a force field was erected in front of the Tormenta goal, and it somehow kept it out. When you see that replay slowed down, you realize exactly what happened. There's nothing magical about it. That was all hard work and instinct and reaction by Phelps. Otherwise, Falk would have had yet another goal, and Fuego would have been right back in the match. Akale now. Tormenta want to put this firmly to bed. Cabral. Ajay. Cabral. Overlapping run. Akale by the end line. Route to cross was blocked, so he pulls it back to Ajay. This is just fine for Tormenta with this 2-goal lead now. Frustrate Fuego and force them to defend. Loose ball given away. Fuego didn't really have bodies forward. Now the referee's whistle stops play. Dye has stayed on the pitch. I think a foul was given as Dye apparently was made contact with after he released that ball. 2 balls on the pitch momentarily. Here is Falk, trying to pick out a teammate. He does. Cheney, unable to keep the move going. Tormenta looking to hit them on the break again. Well done to snuff that out by Jordan Chavez. Over the top intended for Cheney, just a bit too long, and he was offside anyhow. An hour gone, 30 minutes remaining. Still time for Fuego to rescue something tonight, but they will, of course, need that next goal. Well, if you can't watch the match, turn on Sirius XM FC 157, North America's only 24/7 source for engaging soccer talk, including USL All Access, Tuesday nights at 7 Eastern. Plus, hear live matches from the USL, MLS, English Premier League, and more. All of that on Sirius XM FC 157 and the SXM app. Tormenta winning that back in the corner. Akale wriggled between a couple red shirts. Really good road performance for this opening hour by Tormenta. Allowed some chances in the first half. You need your keeper to make some saves, especially when you're on the road, and that's what TJ Bush did. A much more solid night for him so far. After a very up and down match last week. Meanwhile, here comes Sterling. His cross was cut out. Chance to break the other way for Fuego. Tormenta had bodies caught up the pitch. They look to hustle back now as the cross comes in. And overhit. Cheney acrobatically keeps it in play somehow. But the play is whistled down, and I'm not sure if that ball went across the end line during that cross. I guess they're calling handball against Cheney. It apparently came off his arm while he brought that ball down. See if we can see that handball. Yeah, that right arm out helped control that ball inadvertently. Space to come forward for Cerritos. Falk. Smith. Dye. Tuck inside, had it touched off his foot by Ajay. Well, it was nearly dwelt on too long. Fans irate as Sierakowski was ruled to have been fouled. Frustrating night so far for the home side and the home fans. Cheney bundled down there by Sierakowski. Tormenta looking pretty well in control at the moment, but that can always change so quickly, especially when they have three players on yellows. You do wonder if Ian Cameron will be thinking about possibly getting Akale or Cabral or maybe Phelps off the pitch to make sure they can't be shown a second yellow. Meanwhile, Cerritos has been shown his first yellow of the night. This is Cerritos booked in the 65th minute. Now, if you're Ian Cameron, I don't think he would change out Josh Phelps. I suspect he'll want to leave that back line intact as long as he can. But Akale and Cabral both in that midfield as we see the foul and the yellow card infraction again. Either of those might be eligible, especially Akale making his debut. Just might look to get them off and make sure that they don't go down to 10 men. Both those players have done very well tonight, not necessarily deserving of being hooked. Now they're coming together between Cheney and a Tormenta player, and Tormenta frustrated that that call goes against them. That's Otieno, who's down grabbing at that left leg. Isaiah Sterling over talking to the referee saying, why is that foul on us? Well, let's see. Otieno also mystified. Well, Tormenta are about to make 2 substitutions, and they're going to bring Adrian Bilhart on for Mukwele Akale. So Akale will be taken off, again making his debut for the club. Played really well for 65 minutes. Adrian Bilhart will take his place on the right side of midfield. Bilhart has been the starter for most of the season in that position. As you see, Jameel Roberts also ready to come on. Kingsford Ajay is the man coming off for him. So Ajay coming back from injury. Indeed, got a good 65 minutes in tonight. So Roberts and Bilhart both on. Adrian Bilhart, who Ian Cameron said had just hit a bit of a wall physically over the past few weeks, hadn't been effective as he had been for most of the year. Tormenta feeling like they have more depth on their bench to impact games late, which they haven't felt they've had as much of as they'd like for most of this season. It is wild how many teams in League One have the kind of quality and ability to make a run in the playoffs if they could get there. Tormenta are certainly another of those clubs, especially with the depth that they're adding now. The lethality of Keziah Sterling up top, which we've seen tonight with his 2 goals in the 26th and 54th minutes. They're yet another club that could win it all if they get in and then have the right breaks at the right time, as any team needs if they're going to make a championship run. This would be a goal kick for Fuego, but that time ticking away for them. They've not created much of note in this second half. Had that one scramble from the corner where Falk looked like he would score and was blocked heroically by Phelps. That's been about it from their perspective. This will be a free kick for Tormenta. I think made some really good adjustments at half. Even though they had the lead at the break, they saw that Fuego were getting in a bit too easily, especially on their left side. They seem to have shored that up so far in the second half. And if anything, they're the ones looking more likely for another goal at the moment. Bilhart. He went bumper carring into a couple players and earned the throw. See Northern Colorado knocking off Greenville 2-0 earlier tonight. That was a pretty stunning result. NCFC and Tucson settled for a point and a goal apiece. 2 goals each for Charlotte and Chattanooga. Yellow card coming out now and shown to Fuego's Maxi Schenfeld. Schenfeld had a couple good chances in the first half, especially that diving header. That was when it was still 1-0. Should have been 1-1. Said at the time, goals change games, sometimes missed chances change games, and that's one that if Fuego don't rally tonight, they will look on with some regret and wonder how differently this game might have unfolded if that had gone in. With 20 minutes to go, it's Tormenta with the 2-goal advantage. Flicked along by Jameel Roberts. North started to come out for it. Good closing down by Ryan Sierakowski. It will be a goal kick. A foul and a free kick. That's Sierakowski, and he goes into the book now. So Tormenta still with 3 carded players on the pitch. Fuego with 2. Fuego making a triple substitution. Mohamed Dabo is coming on for Ozzy Ramos. They will replace Alexis Cerritos with Adrian Vera. And Jesus Partida will check in for Maxi Schenfeld. There is Partida. Fuego desperately need for him to have a really good one of those over these final 20 minutes. They were hollering for a foul there, nothing given. Tormenta looking to rev up that counterattack again. Cabral just clipped. Smith urging him to get up. So Fuego have made all 5 of their substitutions now, as they try to somehow turn this match around. Gonna have to defend another free kick. That frustration continuing to build for them. Sam Strong irate at that call. Free kick taken quickly. Jamil Roberts with a cross deflected, punched back post and volleyed over the bar. Keziah Sterling had a chance at his hat trick. The angle was acute. The chance was difficult. The result is a goal kick. It was a great initial save by Mitchell North, too, off that deflected shot, or deflected cross, more accurately, from Roberts. And almost crept in at that upper 90. We've seen both goalkeepers make some good reflex stops tonight. Now Fuego at the other end. What can they create here? Adrian Vera just on the pitch, shields it out, and it's going to be a corner. First El Mexicano corner that Fuego have had in a while. Need to create something productive from one of these pretty soon. Victor Falk will take. Looping one high. Edge of the box. Smith steps into one. Blocked again. That's Phelps once more. And that appeared to be goal bound. Josh Phelps may have blocked 2 potential goals in this second half. More frustration for Fuego. Dye hits it back post. Can't be kept in play. And Tormenta survive again. High floated delivery, and Smith had time to line one up and lean into it. I think Phelps blocked that with his face. His first block about 20 minutes ago, sliding at full stretch to get his leg in the way. He knew exactly what he was doing on that occasion. This time, just kind of sliding onto his rear end and letting the ball hit him. That still works. It's still effective. Dye, though. Some numbers here for Fuego. Dye looking to slip in Cheney. Cheney deflected over. This time, it was Jake Dengler. Both center halves blocking shots left and right. And Fuego still can't find a way through. Another El Mexicano corner is the result. Delivered low and hard, just behind its intended target. That was Sam Strong. Now a right-footed strike flies over the bar. And it's still not quite happening for Fuego tonight. Michael Hornsby, who's played well tonight, suffering from cramp apparently. 15 minutes to go. 15 big minutes between Tormenta and another big road result. Cheney hoping to challenge for this bounding ball. It's past the keeper, but it's cleared before it reaches the end line. Cheney claiming he was taken out and that there should be a penalty. Referee again waves those claims away. Miscommunication there. TJ Bush coming off his line. Now, along the end line, the cross was stabbed back out. Again, really well defended by those central defenders of Tormenta. Dengler and Phelps have been immense tonight. And they look to hit him on the break. Roberts, first-time volley. Billhart stabbing onto it. Billhart, one-on-one with the defender. Another one arriving, and Billhart just dwelt on it too long and had it taken off his toes. Shouts for handball from Fuego. Play on, says the referee. Have a throw. They want to take it quickly. But a substitution being made by Tormenta first. Chris Heckenberg is coming on for Owen Green. Had a good night down that right side of defense for Tormenta. Chris Heckenberg, one of those players who starred for Tormenta's League 2 side last summer. He's gotten to play a lot for the League 1 side this summer. Hornsby, more good work by him on the ball, but offside. That is so frustrating from Fuego's standpoint. Vera had just strayed beyond the end line apparently, or beyond the last defender when that ball was delivered. We are told that Fuego do have a 6th substitution available tonight. That's because Jose Villarreal, who was subbed at halftime, remember, that has been classified a concussion protocol sub. So they are going to bring William Gillingham into the match to replace Michael Hornsby in just a moment. You may remember Villarreal, that heavy collision late in the first half. There's the substitution as Gillingham comes on. Rare night of 6 substitutions for Fuego. We certainly send our best to Jose Villarreal. Hope that he's all right. Still 11 minutes plus stoppage time left, but it's been a really strong, measured, controlled second half performance by Tormenta. That's great hustle by Jameel Roberts to break up that play down the line. Fuego have huffed and puffed, but have not created a lot in this second half. And they've given away a free kick there. Well, the reigning title holders visit in-state rivals as the USL on ESPN2 continues. Orange County FC looks for a late season surge against Sacramento Republic FC. Sunday, September 18th at 5 p.m. Eastern on ESPN2. Ten minutes to go in this one. Sterling would love to complete a hat trick, of course. Dye the other direction. That's thumped out pretty much out of the park by Jake Dengler. Took no chances there. Partida. Breaking ball down that left side. Can it be kept in play? Not quite. It's a good idea. Shouts for handball. That's given. Would have been a corner otherwise. Instead, it will be a free kick. Bit of an unforced error there for Tormenta. Will put them under a bit of pressure from this set piece. Victor Falk needs to find a way to tease in a telling ball here. Fans encouraging him to do so. Falk going for goal, I think, and put it on the roof of the net. Christian Cheney unhappy with that. Well, Josh Phelps has had an adventurous night. This elbow on Jose Villarreal. And some incredible sliding blocks. This block right here, so crucial. That was when it was 2-0 right after the second goal. And then this block from the Smith shot that he allowed to hit him in the face. Brave defending. Had attacking man of the match and a defensive man of the match. You give the attacking one to Sterling, of course, with his 2 goals. Phelps with the defending one. And I'm sure Fuego will be aggrieved about that elbow that forced Villarreal out of the match late in the first half. Meanwhile, here's Cheney trying to have a hit with his left foot. It came back to him, and it's whistled down. Cheney irate with the defender who's gone down with cramp. Oh, Cheney's got to be careful there. Almost pushed the referee, and he can't do that. Otieno shoving Dye away from his man. It's been an extremely frustrating night for the home team tonight. Had some good pressure in the first half, had some good chances. TJ Bush made a few vital saves. There were a couple others that were simply not taken, not finished when they should have been. Tormenta were clinical on their main chance of the first half. Keziah Sterling after a surging run forward by Toby Otieno. It was Phelps who was down there after that play. In the second half, Tormenta have sealed off those attacking routes for Fuego. And they doubled their lead in the 54th minute as they took advantage of a bad turnover in the midfield and broke right in 2-on-1, and Sterling used Kingsford Ajay to his left as a decoy. He finished low and true into the left-hand corner. Here was Sterling's second goal. It was actually from a flick on, wasn't it? And he broke right in. I think it came off a Fuego defender after the initial flick. And Sterling has been substituted off now as Alex Morel comes on for the final minutes. So fine performance by Keziah Sterling. Now with 8 goals to lead his side this year. Fuego still hunting for a way back into this match late. They might have one. It comes right across the face. And again, it stays out. Falk on the end of that cross. It was a difficult angle. And just 5 minutes of the 90 remain. Cheney was right behind, and maybe was hoping Falk would let that run through to him. All over the top, Cheney trying to get onto the end of it. Nodded back, Dye overran it. And that break of the ball still is just not quite there for Fuego tonight. Dye again. His cross flicked away easily by Dengler. Mohamed Dabo now. On the left, it's Adrian Vera. Vera looks for room for a cross. Well closed down by Toby Otieno. Throw to the edge of the box. Acrobatic cross. Was put in by Partita. Didn't find anybody. Now Strong with an effort from outside the box. Can only tickle the outside of the corner. Sam Strong, a central defender, not known as much for his attacking prowess, but they have to take chances now, Fuego. Another man down with cramp for Tormenta, much to the frustration and annoyance of the home fans on the home side. TJ Bush lent some of his teammates his water bottle there. That's good team play from the goalkeeper. And aside, almost there. Billhart almost on the end of that one. He forces a throw, which he shouldn't be in a great hurry to take. He sprinted over to it at first. He wants to attack, you can't blame him. I think he realized, wait a minute, we're up 2-0 with a couple minutes left. I shouldn't be in such a hurry to take this. What another classy turn that was by Otieno. Should be easily mopped up by Nemhard. Bush sliced that badly. Falk looking to thread it through. Is Dye onside? No. TJ Bush has had a really solid game in net. That was his first real mistake of the evening. Handed it straight to Fuego. When they've had opportunities tonight, Fuego have generally not had the composure to take advantage of them. There's Pablo Jara, who has been the starting goalkeeper for Tormenta most of the last 2 years. TJ Bush getting an audition these last couple games. Had some brilliant moments in goal last weekend and some dodgy ones. Gave the first goal away very softly, saved a penalty later. But a guy that they feel can command his box effectively, and that's why they're willing to entertain him possibly being their long-term starter. Some more defending to do here for Tormenta. Low cross into the box was defended across the end line. It will be a corner as we're into the final minute of the 90. Another El Mexicano corner for Fuego. Their need is very urgent. Referee first is going to sort some things out before this corner can be taken. Flicked up into the air. There is Phelps knocking it clear again. Dye skips around one. Dye has a hit. Another block by a Tormenta defender. This time Nemhard got in the way. Fuego unable to find a way through this white and navy blue wall. We've had the 90 minutes, and we will have 6 more. So still time in theory for Fuego if they could find something quickly here, but that doesn't help as they give away a free kick, and that'll allow Tormenta to milk some seconds off that stoppage time clock. Neil Roberts would love to take this to the corner. He wins the throw instead, which is just fine. El Escuadrón still playing their drums and doing their chants, waving their flags. It's not been a banner night for the home side so far. Phelps just did get that away. It could be in down the right side here. It's Bill Hart into the box. Bill Hart. That went off a defender last. It will be a corner. And again, that's perfectly fine from a Tormenta standpoint. Hart taking that corner short. They'll look to pin it in the corner. Otieno, Sierakowski, and they win the throw. It's been a very long journey out to California from South Georgia, from Statesboro. But it's been a worthwhile one for Tormenta, and they're going to have a happy journey back. Unless something really drastic and somewhat miraculous were to occur in these final 3 minutes plus. It would indeed be their second win in Fresno this season. And offside here. That was a clever play. 3 minutes of the 6 remaining. Again, Ian Cameron talked about how their win back on July 2nd here catapulted them to a great month of July, coming off 3 consecutive defeats in August. He was hopeful that tonight might springboard them towards better things down the stretch. And we'll see about after tonight, but it's been a good night for Tormenta. A much needed one. And for Fuego and Martin Vasquez, will have to scratch their heads at home yet again. Things just not quite coming together for a very talented side that shows flashes of great promise, but not enough end product and consistency to those flashes. It's been the case again tonight. Yellow card has been shown, I think, to Adrian Billhart. He won't mind with 90 seconds remaining and his side up by 2. One more chance maybe for Fuego to create a dramatic finish, but that runs across the end line, and Fuego have just about run out of time. Christian Cheney not able to make the impact in the second half that he would have liked. Tormenta have defended extremely well. One more goal kick for TJ Bush to take. Puts it out into touch, but Tormenta are just about there. Phelps has been towering along that back line. Goes out across the end line. It will be a corner. One more El Mexicano corner tonight for Fuego. Delivered left-footed. Comes to the edge of the box, hit by Dye into that maze of bodies, and again it doesn't get through. And loops out for a throw, and that should just about do it. It does. There's the final whistle. Tormenta with a massive road win and an enormous 3 points in the Central Valley tonight. Ian Cameron and his side will have a celebratory trip back across the country to Statesboro. A clinical road performance by them, headlined by 2 goals from Keziah Sterling and a terrific rearguard action along that back line. They defended as a side, as a unit, as a team. They were opportunistic when they needed to be. Sterling in the 26th, assisted by Otieno with a terrific marauding run and setup. Sterling again in the 54th, aided by a flick on by Ryan Sierakowski. And those are the only goals tonight, as Fuego again had some good chances in the first half that they should have capitalized on. They did not, and created little in the second half. And what little they did create were snuffed out by Josh Phelps and company along that Tormenta back line. 2-0 Tormenta the final tonight. Sterling accepts handshakes and congratulations. That was his first goal in the first half. We'll show you full highlights from this one and wrap things up from Fresno when we come back in just a moment. Tormenta level on 6th place, that final playoff space. We'll discuss right after this.
It's improbable! It's indomitable! And Sacramento Republic are off to the final! Oh my goodness!
Great road win for Tormenta tonight. It's a good debut as well for that man, Mukwele Akale. Good to see him back playing football again. He's had a tough year with a family member passing away. Spent time with his family appropriately enough. Ian Cameron saying that he was ready to play football again, and he was back on the pitch tonight. Big smile on his face as we look at the highlights from this one tonight between Fuego and Tormenta. In the 26th minute, the opening goal, all created really by Toby Otieno. A first touch and turn, a surge forward, a telling ball, and slotted home by Keziah Sterling with great professionalism and clinicality. And he celebrated and acknowledged the contribution of Otieno. And then in the 54th minute, that little flick on from Sierakowski, maybe with the aid of a deflection, doesn't matter, fell perfectly for Sterling, used Kingsford Ajay as a decoy, and slammed it into the corner. Kingsford Ajay watching Sterling complete his double, his brace, and those would be the winning goals and provide the winning margin for Tormenta tonight. There would be some opportunities for Fuego. They would create some chaos at times in the second half, not as much as they would have liked. That sliding block by Josh Phelps, the closest that Fuego really came in the second half. Watch this block again. Comes sliding into the picture with that right leg extended. Tormenta came close to a third, actually. That was a good touch save by Mitchell North off that deflection. This was the closest thing to miscommunication that Tormenta had tonight on that back line. Phelps put it past his on-rushing keeper, but fortunately it was headed wide anyhow, and Dengler kept it from going out for a corner. And not nearly enough created by Fuego, especially in the second half. They had just 3 shots on target tonight from 18 total, and that will disappoint them along with the result itself. As Tormenta certainly blocked a lot of those attempts. There just was no way through for Fuego. They had 61% of the possession, but Fuego were far more effective with their 39%. Their 4 shots on target, 2 of them were buried in the back of the net. And that creates a big 3 points for them. Other scores from week 22. Again, Hailstorm knocking off Greenville 2-0 in the surprise of the night. Richmond thumping Omaha to solidify their place in the top two. And Charlotte with a late equalizer to snatch a potentially vital point against Chattanooga. Here are our updated standings, and look who's level for 6th. South Georgia now right level with Charlotte. Same goal differential, same record, same number of wins, number of games played. So it is going to be quite a fight to the finish for that final playoff spot. And oh, look who plays each other on Wednesday, Charlotte and South Georgia Tormenta. You might want to watch that one here on ESPN+. We will certainly have it for you. Also, Omaha and Forward Madison. That's always a tasty one, and a crucial one for both teams, especially with Omaha coming off a loss and Madison having dropped points at home to NCFC last Wednesday. Fuego FC will play FC Tucson in that Western Classico on Wednesday, and that becomes almost a must-win kind of game for Fuego now after dropping this one at home tonight. They find themselves out of the playoff picture for now. We'll see if they can turn things around in midweek. Hope you enjoyed the broadcast here tonight. For our entire great production crew, I'm Donnie Barnes saying good night for now from the Fresno State Soccer Stadium, where it ended tonight. Tormenta FC 2, Central Valley Fuego 0.
This copyrighted telecast of the United Soccer League League One cannot be retransmitted, rebroadcast, or reproduced without the expressed written consent of the United Soccer League League One.